Okay guys, the latest project for the garage is going to be adding a cabinet that sits on a set of casters that you roll around on the floor. If you look over back in this corner here, I've got just enough room for this cabinet to go in here. I'm going to move all the crap that's here now out of the way and get more floor storage. The cabinet I decided to go with was just the two-door 28-inch ready-to-assemble cabinet. These aren't too hard to put together. All you need is a socket, wrench, and a Allen head to fit in the bolts. Put this together. I also went with the bamboo top for it. It's a 28-inch top that will fit in the very top of it, in this groove right here, in this spot. See a picture of it there. And then got the set of casters to fit on it as well. I have had these in the past with just using the pegs that came with it. You know, the pegs screw in and screw down to adjust the height on them, but really not a big fan of them. Plus, with upcoming projects, I'm gonna want everything to be able to be moved, you know, out of the way in front of the lift. So all my boxes over here have casters on them so that they're transportable. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, you can kind of see I've made a mess of my floor, but I've laid out all the pieces for the cabinet. This is going to be pretty simple. You got your top, you got your bottom. You're going to have your two sides, 1, 2, and then the back panels, they kind of just screw together. Then your front doors are laying on the side. Here's the bamboo wood top that I ordered, and the casters are over there. I'm actually pretty impressed with this setup because I've ordered Gladiator cabinets before through the internet, and most of the time I just go pick them up at Lowe's or Home Depot or Sears, whatever, but Lowe's had all this stuff off for like 25% off. Home Depot had the same prices, but then Amazon, I just happened to check there and their prices were even better. So I ended up getting the top kit for like $133. I think Lowe's had it for $150. Amazon had it for $133. I think the top was $48 from Amazon, and Lowe's had it for like $100. No, Lowe's I think had it for $60 or $65. Amazon had it for $48. Now the casters, I did end up going to Lowe's and buying them for $42. But Home Depot actually had it marked down to $33. So I took my receipt back and they just price adjusted the $9 or $10 back to my account. So I ended up getting price matched at Lowe's for the casters for $33. So that's the cost. Okay guys, I have gone ahead and assembled the basic structure to the cabinet. This, you know, as long as you follow the instructions, this isn't too hard. The four walls, you know, the top and bottom and sides, they are all just held in with these screws that you put your Allen wrench, your hex wrench, whatever you want to call it, your little L-brace tool in, put that in. So you're basically screwing into threaded holes that are reinforced on each of the panels. So the old setup was you used to have to put a screw with a nut on every corner. The old setup, the corners were all with bolt and nut. You know, you put your bolt through the panel and then you screw your nut, tighten it down. Now if I tore apart my old cabinets, I know that I would see that. But what they've done is they've gone ahead and pre-threaded these ends, which actually makes it a lot easier. So just stick your bolt in and tighten it down. Now, I don't have a socket this size. I thought that I did, but honestly, with these being pre-threaded, most of them, you're really not going to have a problem with tightening these down by hand. So that's the basics of the outside. I will tighten this up and then go on to the next step. All right, the next thing going to be is to tighten the sides here with the nut and bolt that I was talking about earlier. It's just the way they designed the sides of these. Now I'm gonna put the bolt into the nut and tighten it down. So tighten it down. So it's a 13 millimeter, and use the tool that's provided with the bolts and nuts and just tighten it down. All right, do the next one. We finished the last one up top, actually on bottom, sorry. And then I'm gonna flip this over, do the 4 on top. Okay guys, I have put the back panels onto the cabinet, and now I'm just attaching them. What you're gonna do is there's 15 of these little screws. I've got a Black & Decker, just cordless drill, and just screwing them in. Now I'm taking my time with this. I'm not pressing super hard or anything like that. So I'm just letting the gun tighten it down. You don't want to tighten these down too much because these strip super easy. So just tighten, you know, I have it on 10 of 22. So it's like half strength, and you know, just letting it get tight. So this one's gonna be interesting. Panel doesn't line up very well. All right, it's tight. Try it. All right, so that is the back panel done. Okay guys, I am working on the casters now. Now if you didn't buy the casters for this kit, you would just put the foot pegs and screw them in, because there's a threaded boss down here that you just thread the foot pegs in. Then you'd put the doors or the shelves and then the doors on and call it a day. But I got the caster kit for, like I said, I want everything over in that corner to be mobile, and I've already done all 3. The remaining 3. Decided to film the last one. How you tighten this down is these are a 7/16 bolt that hold these in, and you can get the bottom ones just fine, but the way these casters are, you can't get a socket. You can't get a socket up between the caster to tighten it down. So one's tight. It's tight. Like I said, it was a 7/16 socket, but I don't have a 7/16 wrench, so I grabbed my 11 millimeter and just tighten these down. I'm sure it's not the correct way to do this, but you gotta use what you have, and I have an 11 millimeter wrench, and it's working pretty well for tightening these. So get these tight. That one's good. Alright, that one's tight. Okay guys, I have installed the first shelf. I'm going to show you how you do this second shelf. They're both the same. You're basically going to take the small screw, small bolt, small nut, line up the shelf bracket, line up the hole. All right. See that sticking through the bottom there? Thread the nut onto the back of the bolt. Kind of doing it by hand. I just hold the nut real tight. Do the same for the bottom. All right. That's this side. The other side will be the same. Okay guys, I kind of jumped ahead and installed the doors. These actually really are not that hard to put on. They're held in with 4 screws. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. What you do is put in the first 2, the top and bottom, screw those about halfway in, and then that will allow you to stick the hole in the circular part of the hole of the door around it, and then you can hang it. Then you put your other 2 screws in. Don't tighten them all the way. Close your door, check your gaps. And I found about halfway on the 2 small middle holes, about halfway up, right in the middle where the screw goes in, because it's slotted to go up and down. About halfway was just about right for this installation. Tighten it down. Do the same for this side, about halfway, and then you're good to go. So here's your finished cabinet, and I will get it over there and take a final shot, but I got a lot of crap to clean up first. Okay guys, here's the finished product. I ended up getting some of the stuff out of this corner right here and getting enough room to get this whole assembly together. So this is the new cabinet. Has the new casters and the wood top. I really just wanted a little bit of more storage so that I could throw some stuff in here. So adding more storage is great, and you always could use more storage. So there was a TV sitting here. It sat here for like almost 2 years, and we finally got rid of it. We donated it to charity, and so now I finally got the room where I could actually put some stuff in here. I got some more stuff to put in this box, but we'll get to that later. You'll notice that there's the power cord from the lift power cart going back behind it. The outlet for this wall is unfortunately right there. It's right behind this cart, which is right there. But there's enough room between the cart and the wall to where if I have anything plugged back there, it's not gonna wear the cord unevenly or anything like that. So I'm not really worried about anything sparking or the cord getting a hole in it or fraying or anything like that. So in anticipation of losing access to the outlet that's behind this third cabinet, on New Year's Day I went to Harbor Freight. They had this power strip for sale. This power strip's like 4.5 feet long, and I think it's got 12 plugs into it. This strip was only $17. So I was like, well, I've got the power strip over there, on the back of that bench. I wanted to get one over here too. So for $17, I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and buy it. Yes, I'm screwing into the top of my composite top. They don't even make this anymore, but this thing, it's got some battle scars on it. You know, I've had this top for a good number of years actually. So I just screwed it to the top with a couple Phillips screws, you know, wood screws, and plugged it in. And as you can see, the battery tender's plugged into the Corvette, you know, charging the battery. So, you know, I wanted to keep a good access to the electrical outlet, and by adding the power strip, you know, I'm able to do that. So that's about it. I'll have part numbers and links to all of the stuff that I bought today, you know, the casters, the shelf, the top, the power strip. I'll have links and all that in the description below. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.